Hello, everyone. How's it going? This is your weekly live. We all back in studio. If any of our audio levels sound completely out of whack, let me know, because I thought Devin sounded loud. My mic is new, and so things might be off. Good morning, Devin and Meg. How are you doing?
It's not
I'm
morning.
doing well. Am I too loud now, or do you feel better about it?
I don't know. We're going to have other people decide, because I have no idea, honestly, how loud you are. But this is the weekly live. Devin, what's something you've played in the past 24 hours?
Ooh, something I played in the past 24 hours. Dear goodness. Warzone.
Warzone? Like Call of Duty Warzone?
Yeah. Did you mean a board game?
Oh, well, obviously I meant a board game.
Because I haven't played a board game in the last 24 hours. Actually, no, I take that back. Oh wait, that's a playtesting thing. I can't talk about that.
What secret playtesting are you doing?
No, I can't tell you anything.
Was it for a company that starts with the,
No. Devin can. Sorry, my mic is bad, you guys, and we're working on it. Devin can tell us one thing, which is one of my favorite things to ask when people say they're doing stuff like that. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy both of the things that I did, one more than the other. I had a good time with, Warzone. Definitely not a board game that I do. This is the difference between Alex and me. Is he's like, what game did you play in the last 24 hours? And he's like, oh, you had to have played a board game in the last 24 hours. Duh. He's like, I play 4 board games a day.
You've taken turns on Board Game Arena in the last 24 hours. I know you've played stuff.
No, I haven't.
You're not in any of my games anymore on Board Game Arena, apparently.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I'm like 25 games. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Is it a Lucky Duck title?
I love how you play so many games on Board Game Arena that there's a Phantom Devin in there playing a game with you, and you're like, oh yeah, that's that game. The game that I'm playing with you on Board Game Arena is that same Stone Age game from 30 months ago. So
yeah, that game did run up for a bit. And Meg, what about you?
In the past 24 hours,
yes.
I played Isle of Cats Explore and Draw, both competitive and solo.
Ooh.
And Welcome to.
Fun.
And Alhambra.
Ooh, Alhambra.
Oh yeah, I've played some Gloomhaven, and I've played some on the.
Did you see the announcement in the Gloomhaven campaign today?
Dude.
I know.
They announced another game. Yes, we want to talk about it.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to know what I never did? This is egregious.
Uh-huh.
This is awful and terrible and horrible. I never opened up chat.
Go to live. Yeah, Buttons and Bugs was announced over on the Gloomhaven campaign over on Backkit. For those of you who've missed it, that means we now have Gloomhaven 2nd Edition, we have a Frosthaven reprint, we have Gloomhaven Miniatures, we have Gloomhaven RPG, and now we have Buttons and Bugs. In case you didn't think,
and Bugs?
It is, they took Gloomholden, which is a little print and play game that somebody designed, which is meant to be an accessible, like, small little hand version of Gloomhaven, and they said, we're going to license that. Meg has it right there in front of her. Look at her. Look at you. And so, what's it called? They took and licensed that game from the creator, and then instead of 18 cards, it now has like 100 cards or something like that, and it's now called Buttons and Bugs, and it's a small pocket-sized accessible version of Gloomhaven, which I think is really cool. I do. I also think that at a certain point, your campaign should feel like
having an identity crisis.
Oh no, it's well past identity crisis. It's well past identity crisis.
Also, I didn't know it was called Buttons and Bugs, and isn't that kind of odd that they took a handheld-sized game and named it Button something, like SEO-wise?
I think it was really just designed to be like, if we're trying to mentally get someone named Meg to play Crokinole, and we've already discussed that Crokinole has buttons that we painted as bugs, and her favorite game right now is Gloomhaven, what if we call the next Gloomhaven expansion Buttons and Bugs, and we play Crokinole?
She's gonna play Crokinole with us. It's gonna happen.
I would play so much Crokinole if it was about Gloomhaven. If it was the classes. And literally if it did nothing except for, like, battling to be the best class.
Well, yes, obviously. Your disc is the Bruiser. Devin's disc is going to be the,
It's a little bigger.
Spellweaver.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. First off.
But yeah, that would be Gloomhaven. And you could knock...
I can't ever even find the buttons, so it doesn't...
No, dear Lord, removing... Dear Lord, Devin.
What? I have lost my buttons. What are you talking about?
I'm going to move on now. I should have moved on 5 minutes ago. I did not realize this is going to be... This is potentially a family channel. Anyways, moving on. This is the Weekly Live. We're going to dive into our game of the week. We're going to have a game show run by Meg, and we're going to go ahead and also have our topic of the week from Patreon. The topic of the week, as you may have seen on the thumbnail, is what board games would make a great movie or TV show according to the three of us, because those are the only three opinions that matter for the next 45 minutes. But with that, for the next 45 minutes, for the next 45 minutes, Devin.
Excuse me, plus you right there, chat.
Well, yes.
Yeah, we've got all of chat.
Obviously.
Obviously. Good course correction there. Good course correction.
They're donating their time to us.
Yes, I totally agree.
In the air.
And moving on, I'm going to start off with my game of the week, which is a game that I saw at Origins. I've seen this one for a bit, and it's going to be Mistwind. Mistwind from First Fish Games. This is one that I saw set up at... I've seen this the cover for a while. I think it's been announced for almost a year or so. It's designed by Adrian Adameska and Daryl Andrews, put out from First Fish Games, so only have a few small games, smaller box games to them. This is going to be their big box title. And I've been interested just from the art alone, but then the production overall, this game just looks cool. I set up at Origins this past week, or whatever, last week at Origins, and overall, it just has these flying whales called these transports moving around the board, and you're trying to... It's effectively a pick up and deliver game. It's a worker placement pick up and deliver.
What's the game from OO?
Mistwind. No. Is it Mistwind?
Mistwind.
No, it's not Mistwind. This is Mistwind. It's Mistwind.
Then it is Mistwind.
Mistwind.
It's M-Y.
And this is Mistwind?
Yeah, it's not confusing at all, Devin.
Okay. I was like, in my head, I was like, I feel like that's different.
It is different. This does look different. They made drastic changes to the prototype. Lots of backers are disappointed. Anyways, yeah, so this is Mistwind.
Mistwind will soon become in its third iteration, Buttons and Bugs.
It's a worker placement game with giant whales who are not crashing to the floor and exploding in their short existence in time, but rather are wandering around the map and trying to deliver various goods. It's pick up and deliver, which is a mechanic that I generally don't like. I generally have been resistant to pick up and deliver. I find it falls into a bit of a pattern that I don't find as rewarding. There are specific exceptions like Istanbul or Zaya Legends of a Drift System that are amazing, but most time I find pick up and deliver doesn't work for me, and Mistwind definitely did. I'll have a full review on this at some point, but I really enjoyed playing through this one. It plays in like an hour, it teaches in like 5 to 10 minutes, it sets up fairly quickly, it's light in components, light in rules, and the complexity of what it does, the amount you're trying to... Effectively what happens is every single turn you can move your whales around as long as you can afford their costs. But if you start building outposts, then moving from outposts is free. And so the entire game becomes about how to most efficiently build your network, because you can always move your whales, you just have to pay the cost, and if you can lower the cost down to 0, then you can start moving your whales a lot around the board. And so it's a lot of fun.
Looks really dope.
It is really dope. It's like, I'm bringing it to Level Up next week, actually. They didn't ask me anything, but I was like, I want another game to play at Level Up that's fun. And this is a short, fast one that I can play with people and teach people. And it's just really, really enjoyed this one and thought it was an excellent pick up and deliver game that looks great, has good production quality even from the prototype. And I mean, I always want more things in games, make no mistake.
That's a prototype?
Yeah, it's a prototype.
That looks good. I really like it when, like, I think a lot of people instinctually, when they try to do maps or, like, terrain look, they want it to be, like, really visually robust, and they do it intense, and it almost, like, the color saturation that people do on maps make it to where it's actually harder to read things, and I kind of like the tan...
Yep.
More bland art style of a map like that, because then like the color of those pieces pop like crazy on that table, and very readable from a play state.
I gave them mad props in my review for that exact fact, for the fact that the game looks great.
I filmed my review first,
but the art is very lo-fi in a way that really, really makes it intriguing. It works. It works is what I'm saying. I'm just saying it works. That's all that's going on. It works.
Well, it's like you know, sometimes less is more, because with the map as like beige as it is, those color cards are like very vibrant, which means that like draws my attention and draws my eye, and then all of
Good point. Meg's disc can be bigger. Less is more. And moving on, Devin, what's your game?
It's not about the size of the disc, it's about how you flick.
Oh.
Devin, what's your game?
My game is Panic in Gotham City, the Arkham Asylum files. Oh, apparently I'm happy to be Meg. Me and Meg can role play. This is fine.
I saw the comment and thought
Good
because
question.
of the joke that I made that they just thought I was being you today.
Don't know why that
That's
happened.
funny. That's funny. I love it when Alex corrects stuff live. This is a augmented reality game. I have only played through the first full part of it. I think it's anywhere between 3 to 6 parts. I had a really good time with it. I downloaded the app onto my phone. This is from Infinite Rabbit Holes. This is one of those, if you kind of get like the escape, in terms of ads I've gotten like Hunt a Killer, like have a date night where you're, doing murder mysteries and stuff like that. So there's a lot of these kind of like escape room in a box or murder mystery in one evening kind of games and like experiences that are out there. But this has like a physical board game area that you set up, and then you also actually have the AR app where it reads the board and the city of Gotham that you build out in structurally, and you have AR elements, on your phone or on your tablet pushed onto the app that isn't on your board, and so you kind of have this really interesting interactive experience with the game, and I had a really good time with it. There are things that can get digitally wonky sometimes, like if you locate your table or if you locate your board based off of the I like the anchor points that you scan and stuff like that, and then you later move your board. Like sometimes things can get out of wonk, but as long as you are lenient with how it goes, it was a lot of fun. I don't know if there's an Android version. I don't know what.
It looks very specifically like not based on this little button here.
Yeah, no, yeah. I just I don't know how old that page is in terms of like when it was last updated or if they've come out with anything. But I had a blast with it, and I'm looking forward to finishing it. Chris Ramsey's a very popular puzzle guy on YouTube.
He is heavily advertising it during the crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah, so I liked it a lot. I haven't experienced the full scope or the full arc of it. But it was, or arc of it. But no, it was good. It was a good time. I had 2 people that were friends here that came over to visit this last weekend, and we played, me and Amber with the 2 of them. So we had a good time, and I look forward to trying it again. But if you're the kind of person who's been interested in these, I liked this one. I had a good time with it. I liked what was on the app versus what was physically in front of you. I think some things that are like a hybrid between physical and digital components, sometimes so much happens digitally that I'm like, why do I even have physical components? So I enjoyed this one a lot, and I think there's enough that you're doing physically that it really keeps you engaged.
Gotcha.
Now, you might not know yet, Devin, but is it like resettable to have someone else play it later?
Yeah, so I'm like 90% positive it is, based off the fact that the envelopes that I've opened, but you can in terms of saving what we did, I just put all the
high
stuff
quality
from
components can be used over and over again when handled with care, with complete reset instructions provided.
Yep.
Cool.
So
because it looks really cool.
Yeah, I've set stuff in, so I'm happy. Next time you guys come down and visit, if I've finished with it by then, I'm happy to give it to you guys if you guys want to take it back with you.
I would play
we can make you play it again, too.
Oh, fine. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Isn't it a puzzle-solving game?
I don't really want to play a campaign game with Devin, so...
Whoops.
Well, I don't even know... this is an expensive one.
Yes, Dennis,
it's
it is.
Anywhere between 120 to 160, depending on where you
For
get
part
it.
one. For part 1. There were 3 parts to this.
Oh, there were 3 parts to this?
Yes, the Kickstarter campaign had 3 parts, if I recall correctly.
Well, this is a complete story as far as I'm aware of this box that I have. Maybe there were 3 parts to it, but...
Let's see, next level... Interesting. It does not look like 3 parts on here, but I remember the campaign had 3 parts, and I don't think this is 3 parts. I think this is just...
Maybe it's 3 in 1 now.
I had not at this price point. It was like $400 for it or something like that. It was really expensive.
Well, Yeah, so I mean, we spent quite a couple hours on it. I mean, part of it was also just getting used to the system and how it functioned, but we spent a couple hours on it and just finished like one overall like larger part of the story. So uh, I think it's definitely in terms of price and value, it kind of comes down to do you like going to an escape room and spending anywhere between $15 and $40 or something on a singular event like that. If that's something that's enjoyable for you, then this is comparable to that. But if you're only comparing it to the types of games that you get that you can play again and again and again and again, and it's not puzzle based and solutions based, then yeah, this might be a pretty expensive.
But also, if it gives you a lot of hours of gameplay and you could pass to the next person, it changes the whole conversation around it.
Yeah, because you can reset it. I mean, the only thing that I'm depriving any future people of is ripping stuff out and punching it physically out the constructible pieces.
Which for most people is not a big
Kind of
deal.
my favorite part, but yeah, whatever.
Anyways, Meg, what's your game of the week?
My game of the week is guys, I've had a day. I almost just said my game of the week is Petrified because I just saw Petrified in chat.
I just saw Stacy and Petrified too. Yeah.
Hi guys, and hi Brian. My game of the week is Kapow. So Kapow is a game that I picked up.
I just opened that up.
Yeah, I got it at.
That's Meg's favorite part, Devin.
That was
Punching.
good. That was good.
Yeah, because I like to take the shrink off my games.
That was a callback.
That was a callback. That was for the OGs out there. So, Kapow I got at PAX Unplugged last year, and I played it a few times, but I didn't play it for a while after that. And then I recently taught it to someone because I only had so much time to play a game. And it's someone that knew Sentinels of the Multiverse and Dice Throne. That I was like, oh, this will be really easy for you to pick up. And it is. And I'm kind of, like, confused about how I feel about Kapow. Because I do really enjoy it, and I love dice rolling, and I love the different dice allocations that each character gets. And it is quick and snappy. It's similar to something like Dice Throne, where you're always selecting certain actions, and that's what you're doing. And your customization is on like a secondary player board where you only really get like 4 actions per player. And I think that's where I just wish there was maybe like cards that you play that you can overlay over some of the base things or something like that. That I really enjoy it, and I want just like a little bit more to this. But one thing that I started doing, which I'm not sure what Alex has showing yet, so he has the board showing right now. You guys can see there's the attack, defend, and then power up row. And the power-up row, there's actually, like, sections that you can do as, like, a reaction to what other people are doing. So you can force them to take, like, 3 damage for each die they took and things like that.
Yeah.
But that's something I never really paid into or paid attention to, and I used that a lot when I played. So I think there is some complexity there that just isn't explored based on what you roll. But I was trying to figure it out, too, and I feel like with the starting amount of dice that you have, you don't really have enough to explore the things you want, that you start running toward damage so quickly that I still think it is tricky that I haven't figured out the best way to build a character. That I'm glad I played it again, that it makes me want to play it more. But yeah, it's just one that it's really interesting to me that I want to unlock that last little bit of like understanding, because then I think it'll be a lot better. But for me right now, it's just I feel like maybe you should start with more dice.
So
like 2 more.
The way you're talking about this game very much mirrors how I feel about it, which is I really like it, but like kind of like that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun to go through it. It's effectively rock, paper, scissors as far as trying to guess how your opponent's going to react and responding accordingly. And my biggest beef with it was the fact that the characters didn't feel like they added enough to the gameplay. So it's like, okay, great, I'm playing 7 different... Like, they have 2 boxes. They have Kapow Volume 1 and 2. I don't see a reason why I'd ever recommend getting more than 1 volume, because the characters don't feel different enough for it to be worth it. And so I definitely enjoyed it. I kind of wish it had the production value of a game like Dice Throne, because I really do enjoy the little rock, paper, scissors mind games it plays, but I also do agree with you as well that there's not... I almost wish 2 things. I want the production value of Dice Throne and more characters adding to why and how things feel different. But I enjoy it, just I do feel something's missing a drop.
And like in Dice Throne where you get the cards, like I wish that maybe you had like a card system or something.
Yeah.
Just something like that, or even custom dice that were that class's dice or something like that. because I played as Tough Nut, and he's like a big, strong, chunky dude, and I think I started with 0 red dice, and it was just very weird. But yeah, I feel like you don't start with enough to really feel like you can spread out and do different abilities.
Yeah, totally get it.
So Devin, you haven't played it yet, but you just got it.
Yeah, so it's one of the ones that after Gamma, I was chatting with Derek from Wise Wizards, and he was like, Daniel and Allison from Play the Game, that that they spoke positively about this, playing with their kids and stuff like that. And so when I just chatted with Derek, and he was asked if I was curious about it, so I was like, yeah, sure, send it my way. I like Dice Throne, and I'm interested in seeing what it's about. I haven't played it yet, but now I'm curious too.
Enjoyable, and I think that if you're someone that, again, like, it's like Sentinels of the Multiverse flavor with Dice Throne mechanics. But it's Dice Throne if everyone's player board was the same player board and you only had like different ultimates. But your ultimates all cost 1. Because you get to do your ability. It's just abilities.
Yeah.
It's different.
I appreciate what you're going for there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it.
Alright, before we move on to the game of the week,
Sure.
do you mind if I'm gonna go around and put more creamer in my coffee? Like, super quickly. I'm
Cool,
so
cool, cool. Should I be calling you on Skype?
In 1 second.
Cool.
In one.
We were running late on the setup. Everyone, it's all good. We got it taken care of. We're middle customizing our crokinole boards. But in the meantime, Devin, why are you playing Warzone? Why are you playing Warzone?
Why?
The Call of Duty Warzone?
Why was I enjoy battle royale games?
Oh, I do not enjoy battle royale games. I like shooters. I do not enjoy battle royale.
You have to go.
Oh, I mean, I like all kinds of stuff. Like the last the last 2 shooters I sunk a ton of time into before battle royales were Rainbow Six Siege and then Battlefield 1 prior to that. But the battle royales have kind of been what I've played more recently in terms of giving me an enjoyable time.
Let me get to
For me, Overwatch is primarily the only real shooter I've sunk a lot of time into in the past few years. I used to be a huge Call of Duty fan, but I haven't been able to fully get into it. I briefly did a lot of Call of Duty Zombies, I don't know which one it was, but one of them, I don't know. But either way, Overwatch is the main shooter I've played.
Overwatch was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I like in a lot. So
I would play Overwatch
those...
again if you played with me. Okay, that's how I feel about Overwatch.
Oh, okay. So the thing for me is that typically when I play a lot of those games, I like to push into competitive or ranked play, and then typically in a lot of those games, most of them have a pretty similar.
Alex doing it live.
What are the options right now? What are the options? Tell me the options.
A lot of them have a pretty similar scaling of what is considered their ranks, and so I am typically in shooters about the high gold or into low to mid platinum, and that's just like the level of competitiveness and skill in those games where it's if you play with crappy people that. And you lose, it does not feel good. And then also it's starting to get quite competitive. So, it's easier to get frustrated, I think. And if you just don't have the right people to play with, then it de-incentivizes me to play long-term over time.
So probably similar to the way Meg felt when you played the new Clank Legacy game with her.
Yeah, so one of us made it out of there. I think it was Devin, not Meg. So I think if we're trying to talk about skill, it would probably be the one that survived, right? You're muted or something, Meg. Or you yelled without yelling.
Every time I go too high of an octave, the microphone is like, only dogs can hear you.
Oh, Brian made a good point. I apparently need to go for 95 cents this time instead of 99.
Dun dun dun!
Yes.
Today,
Who's
everyone.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's going to announcement mode.
We do need to write.
No. Do you?
The last time we did, also, Meg, you didn't move that gray screen in the way.
Guys, it's been a day.
Meg, the gray screen. I can't fix it. I can hide the entire thing. Meg, the gray screen is
Oh,
blocking.
I'm sorry. That's the Discord. Every time I put Discord in front of the thing, it does that.
I love that Alex is like casual.
I'm like,
just the gray screen.
Can't do a thing.
So that gray screen. Oh my god, that gray screen.
Yeah, so you guys, I guess, are gonna have to write something down. Oops.
Oops, we did it again. I got a pen and paper. I got my IRS bill for way too much money.
My taxes.
Are you actually using your IRS bill?
Well, not the side that you can see the numbers.
God bless. You don't just have paper?
I mean, I could go get paper like a madman.
Your printer is like 7 feet away from
I got paper. I got paper. It's still paper with stuff on it.
I love this so much. I missed you guys.
Bump, bump, bump. I don't know the Price is Right music, so we have our own music now.
Oh, it's pretty sure. Ba-ba-bum-bum.
Ba-ba-dum-bum-bum. Ba-ba-dum-bum.
You guys are doing things that I'm just
Ba-ba-dum-bum-bum. Ba-ba-dum.
That was my one. Okay. Who's ready?
Chat.
Chat, are you ready?
Jenna's ready.
Stacy's upset with our poorly mashed on theme song that doesn't go to that.
I was gonna lean into the Star Wars theme song. You just did that one instead first. I was like, okay.
I was just gonna do the most offbeat.
That
All
was
right,
maybe
guys.
the most monotone Mario Party.
If I do it any higher, I'll get cut off.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
That is fair. That is fair. You
Yeah.
would cut yourself off. Hi, I'm Meg. Here's my game show.
Welcome to The Price is Right. The dice are right. In today's show we have Alex Radcliffe coming in from Cleveland, Ohio, known for guessing things and stuff.
That was me like running up or something like that.
What was that?
I was running up. I was charging up the podium to like be excited. High fives, high fives.
And from the Fertile Crescent of America, Little Rock, Arkansas,
Fertile Crescent. Dear goodness.
comes the one, the
Bring back
only,
Mesopotamia history from like freaking middle school. Dear goodness.
the one, the only, Devin Norris. Known for guessing in .99 and not .95.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, we should call him. It should be Devin .99 Norris. He's almost 100% there.
Oh, it's not though.
Okay.
Oh, come on down.
I was gonna ask a question without showing you the graphic. What is the MSRP of The Witcher Old World?
Oh, hell.
Keep in mind, this is the MSRP, not the sale price. You can find it
I'm
on
gonna
sale
give Devin-
on websites such as Miniature Market and Amazon for cheaper. But what is the listed MSRP
I'm gonna-
of The Witcher Old World?
Give
Is this
Devin.
just the base game?
Yes.
Standard edition. Standard edition.
I'm giving Devin some information without actually telling him the answer. I don't know the MSRP. I'm guessing, but I do know that Asmodee sent out an email raising the MSRP.
Oh!
Okay, they updated. Hey,
I'm
we
excited. I just got
we
about
did the MSRP of Y, but we're actually going to call it X instead. But I remember the email. I don't remember from what to what.
So the problem with this is I don't know how much content is in this because you covered this game so much more than me. I don't even know.
I
how
covered
much
the
in this
Kickstarter. It's a whole different conversation.
Now, for anyone who is following along in chat, feel free to guess yourselves. A lot of people are shouting in prices, which that is the spirit of The Price is Right. So feel free for everyone to shout out and also say what you think. That should sway what they're voting, honestly. But
No, I
for
don't like
anyone-
that.
That's when it's Price is Right and people are like, $2.99, $2.99. Oh my god, you think it's $2.99, $2.99? And I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna go with
Fine.
$4.99.
I locked in my guess either way, and it's not anything that chat has said so far.
But so the one thing I want to say for chat is I'm going specifically by Miniature Market. So if anyone wants to know the prices that I'm going by,
good. I
I'm
did
going by
95.
miniaturemarket.com.
I did.
Are we ready?
All right, let's see, Alex. I have a is that 14 or 19.99?
Can we do the same?
I did 19. but my 9
Oh.
looks like a 4.
Oh, I did
All
14.
And The Witcher Old World, for anyone out there that would like to pick up a copy, could be yours for the low price of $99.99.
Wow, that was
Wow.
another one I was wondering if it was going to be 100.
We both bust.
Dang.
So I assumed it was.
99.
I assumed it was $99.99 originally because that makes sense for MSRP for a box like this. But like when they bump it up, interesting.
When does the price bump change? Because I'm on Miniature Market right now.
That's the question that I'm curious about, but I don't have the answer to that.
This is active right now because I have the pages pulled up. So it's as of right now, but the thing might have not happened yet. That I have no knowledge.
Does
of.
Miniature Market, do they show the MSRP?
Yeah, it says regular price and then sale price. They have it on sale right now for $79.99 for anyone that wants to pick it up.
P2 in chat got it for $69.99.
Nice.
I'm curious. I want to go look it up later if I can find
I
it.
can't join your guys' play session at Gen Con, by the way, because it's during the day, but I'm going to probably try and do it in the evening.
What play session?
What? I don't know.
What play
Not
session
sure.
talking about?
Nothing. Anyways, moving on.
Anyways.
Okay. The MSRP for Heat, a game that we have all played together, the three of us. I can't remember who won though.
I think it was Devin.
Oh, you both joked. I was like, really? I was like, it was kind of a thing.
Remember, this is MSRP, not your sale price,
Also-
not your mama's sale price.
I also give Devin a hint here. This is not to say it's a guarantee, but this is also an Asmodee release title, which means if they control the MSRPs, then it's probably also a 0.95. Or I could be wrong, and I'm just screwing with you.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We have a $79.95 and a $49.95.
I know Devin's
have
wrong,
Heat.
but
I know. I almost put $59.95, but I didn't want to go I didn't want to go over if it was like.
I might be over. That's the only problem.
I think I could be.
Pedal to the Metal by Asmodee and Days of Wonder, coming in at $74.99.
Oh, no! And it's a 99 too. I was wrong.
It was a 99.
$75. God, that's a lot for that game.
I know.
Wow.
I remember that it was a lot for the game. I thought it was 79. Darn it.
Wow.
And for those that are curious, Miniature Market, I should tell
Oof.
Miniature Market about this episode. For those that are curious, it's on sale on there right now for $60, so it is a bit cheaper.
We should
Nice.
just get this. We should just get this segment sponsored by Miniature Market.
For real. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Okay, next. Planet Unknown.
I've got a point by underbidding by $30.
Yeah, for real.
Planet Unknown. This has got. Is this the deluxe edition or the standard edition?
I believe there's only a
Standard.
deluxe.
I have no. Well, I don't know. It's whatever. There's only one listed on Miniature Market. It doesn't say anything after it, so.
Okay. Because this is a pretty fancy game.
Aliamino.
Okay, I'm ready. I don't feel confident about it, but I've never felt confident about this game.
I'm ready.
All right, we have Alex coming in at $69.96, which is the weirdest number ever, and Devin.
He's
coming
doing
in
it to
at
underbid the
70
$99.
We have Devin coming in at $74.95.
Yeah. It's a
I think
bad
that's an
five.
unfinished 5.
Well, no, it's a angled up 5.
It's reaching for Jesus.
Yep.
We have Planet Unknown coming in at exactly $79.
Yep. That means I win because I was at 75.
Darn
Yep.
it.
Sorry, Nick.
Like, pausing to like,
It's like, are you sure?
nope.
The idea of if 2 weeks in a row I beat Alex at MSRP games, I'm just gonna lose my.
It's and the problem is I'm curious. I have to look up last week's. The curious is because we're gamifying it. So if it's lowest, it's a different meaning. If it's closer, I'm wondering who would have won, but I don't know.
Oh, you would have won the last one.
Well, yes, I know. I'm saying last week.
Well,
We'll
not
never
last
know.
week, but a week before that.
These not
Last
recorded.
All right. Next game. Wingspan. Everyone's bought Wingspan. This has sold how many copies, Alex?
Over 1 million.
Over 1 million. How much
Alright.
does it go for?
I feel, yeah, we'll see.
Okay, I've chosen.
Stonemeyer's pricier, but yeah, you might win this one. I'm just hoping it's like 55, and
We
I
have
snuck it out.
$59.95 and $49.99.
I'm hoping it's 55, and so I hope I sneak in again.
I hate it.
I'm just having like an
I hate it.
idea. But if we
How about every time
what
you're
we
wrong,
could
you lose
do-
points?
I already used my 1F. What if
Oh yeah, we only.
and we
just
also
one.
did this? Would you guys enjoy how you both got the first one wrong? If then you got to try to steal with the sale price?
I think we're both ambivalent on that.
I think I'm fine with the current method.
Okay. Wingspan is exactly $65.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Point for Alex.
65.
Wow. So much money. Kickstarter looks less crazy when I hear prices like that.
Mm-hmm. It is on sale for $52.
65.
Oh. Okay, guys, keep your numbers, because this one is with. I'm just reading now. It says Wingspan with Swift Start.
That's been the case for ever since the for years, for like 5 years.
So is that fine then?
That's standard.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wingspan was only ever. I believe the first edition was sold without the Swift Start pack, and that we're going back like 4 years, 5 years, however long. There's the first edition. Oops.
As long as that's fine.
Yeah.
Hello.
So I think we're at 2-1. I think Alex has got
Yes,
one.
we are.
got
I've been
two.
tracking.
Yep. All right. Next up, we have
I've been tracking.
Cascadia.
Oh.
He's been tracking it on his taxes.
Yeah, that's true. He's been tracking it.
Cascadia. What's
Alrighty.
your MSRP?
You don't feel good about it?
Neither do I, but I have an answer.
All right. Let's see him. We got $39.95, and Alex is at $34.95.
$34.95.
All right.
I don't like
We have
being the one that's...
Cascadia coming in at $39.99.
No! No! They always
It's a 99 too.
they always sell it for $29. It's the sale price, right?
The sale price was actually $31.99 right
Oh,
now.
they've raised their prices.
2023,
Oh.
baby.
Yeah, $10 MSRP
Inflation.
drop. Interesting. That must be they've raised the prices.
All right. Ready for the next one?
No, I'm losing. I mean, yes.
Dog Park. Dog Park. I'll drop some hints. They have Game Trays inserts. If Game Trays inserts helps you.
The
think
standard
about
version
price.
retail edition has game trays.
I think so. Can anyone confirm?
Are you confident of that? Because that
I
makes
think
a
it's
big
like
difference.
how Parks. I think it's like how Parks is. That it's just that's how they are.
Intriguing.
Does anyone know?
Brian, I know Kickstarter pricing, not retail MSRP pricing.
Whatever. I'll just go with
The pictures
a
don't
gut
show the
instinct.
insides.
Alrighty.
I'm going with an instinct that might be wrong.
All right, we got $44.95 and $54.95 coming in at $59.99.
Wow. Golly.
So it's now 3-2.
3-2. Man.
But we are now moving on to. I believe last time this was also pretty similar, and then Alex swept the next category,
But then I think Devin still got the points at the end.
and
Devin
then
still
Devin
won.
came back in the last one.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see. But this is the next. This is where it could change.
Wait, are we done with this category?
We're all done with MSRP.
Oh, man.
All right. What is the complexity/weight rating of Terra Mystica? The weight. This is going to 2 decimals. For example, 2.55. That is not it.
Terra
I just made up a
Mystica.
number.
Not Gaia Project, but Terra Mystica. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I've chosen.
Same.
I've chosen.
I have chosen wisely.
All right, we got a 3.85 and a 4.07. We have Terra Mystica coming in at 3.97.
Ah, Devin. I was still closer, wasn't I?
Closer. I was 12 away and you were 10 away.
Yeah.
Okay. We're playing the dice is right though, Alex. So
I know I'm losing. I'm just trying to make myself feel better. Let me have this.
All right. What's the complexity of Root? A game of woodland might and right. Root. Root. Oh.
Master of the universe.
Not
Vagabond
sure
of the
how I'll do
universe.
on this, but Root is such
Okay.
a subjective one.
I know.
Okay. For Devin, we have a 3.77, and for Alex, we have a 3.42. Root is coming in at 3.77.
No! 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 No!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
It's not okay. As soon as you said 7, I was like, the odds are in my favor.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Oh, I hate you.
Still just
my
1 point,
goodness.
though.
I
feel
know,
like
but
if you get it should be double points or something.
oh my goodness, that was insane.
That is, when I saw it, I was like, whoa. Okay. The Crew, Mission Deep Sea.
Okay, Mission Deep Sea.
Yeah, for anyone that wants the current standings, it is 5-2. Because Devin wins every game he ever plays.
It's really obnoxious. Can you put Devin up against Jenna?
Devin,
beat
I
her when we
crushed
played.
it last week.
I'm ready.
Alright, we have a 2.45 and a 1.56. We have the Crew, Mission Deep Sea, coming in at a 2.04. It's a point for Alex.
I need
Good
it.
job, Alex. You're in the running.
Golly, so spicy.
Meg likes being the game master.
I do.
I think that in terms of I don't know. I feel like the ends of the complexity scale in BGG are where it doesn't make sense to me. Between like 1 and 2 and between 4 and 5 or so, or where I'm like I just don't even understand like how the justification is. But that was a good win, Alex.
Blood on the Clock Tower, a game of social deduction.
You have to rate this game too.
What's the complexity?
Ugh. We'll see. I don't know what. Man, that
Okay.
sounds. No, I'm not. I'm
Ready?
Not, that sounds. So,
I got it.
sounds so off.
I've got it.
Again, I don't agree with them in general. I think that they're all over the place.
All right, we have a 2.84 from Devin, and is that 2.04?
04.
Alex? Okay, that was literally the last game.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was.
Call us
Yeah,
something.
That was what Mission
that was
Deep Sea
exactly
was.
what.
Wasn't it
the crew was.
2.05?
It was 2.04.
Alright, cool. Either way, still my guess.
And sorry, Devin, what was yours?
2.84.
Okay, we have Blood on the Clock Tower coming in at a 2.99.
Yeah.
It is not that complicated. How
It's a
hard
lot
is it
of
to say,
rolls, man.
put your
It's a lot
head
of
down and
rolls.
don't talk for an hour?
It's not heads up 7-up, man.
Okay,
Okay. All right.
next up is Obsession.
Oh, I haven't played this one. That's probably wrong, but I'm gonna still go with it. I'm just gonna hope that if he's above me, I underbid you.
Okay, we have a 2.93 and a 2.46. Coming in at a 3.11 is Obsession.
I hate VG complexities. These are so.
Okay, like Obsession has a lot of stuff happening in it. It may be like.
Alex
Yeah.
starts losing. I hate the complexity rating of BG.
Because I still like the game.
I've always felt this way.
I still like the game. I find that the complexity, my opinion of how complicated a game is versus BG's
Sure.
opinion, I find so off.
Sure. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I still like the game.
I think out of all the ones you've listed, I think Root is by far the most complex.
100%.
Like, by far.
Well, the only one they said is more complex than that is Terra Mystica, which I haven't played, so...
Yeah.
It might
Yeah.
be.
But just like, Root has, like,
Yeah.
line item rules. Literally, like the...
Next
Okay,
up is Targi. Targi? Targi?
Targi.
Targi? I've never played this one. But I
I've
picked it.
played it on BGA. Actually liked it quite a bit.
Okay.
Alright, we got a 2.33 from Devin and a 2.24
Just
from Alex.
don't be in that middle zone. Just don't be in that middle zone.
Devin, what is yours?
No way.
But 2.33.
We got it coming in at a 2.34.
Oh, yes! Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Wait, Nat, was that your actual guess?
Do this. What?
Nat guessed 2.34. I wasn't sure it was an actual guess.
Whoa! Good job, Nat.
Nice.
Alright, we now have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, we have 6 left, so Alex can still
I can still
win.
beat.
He could
sweep.
still win. He could still
Yep.
win, yeah.
You would need to
Is this
get
the
all
last of
them.
it?
Of this
We're
section.
now into the final category.
Ooh.
Oh, we're done with the complexity and we're now...
Done with complexity.
Okay.
So now we are going into rating. Ratings are, for example, 8.7.
Are we doing the
now we're going
BGG
into the
rating, right? Are we doing BGG rating? Or?
BGG. This is
Yeah.
all BGG.
No, we're
Yep.
doing the Alex Radcliffe rating.
No, this BG has 2 different ratings.
I'm just kidding.
It's everything is BGG besides the MSRP stuff, which is miniature market. Okay. My city. What's the rating of my city?
Oh gosh.
I'm saying, are we doing geek rating or user rating?
What
I'm
do
assuming
you
the
mean?
one that pops up when you come to the site, like not the one that you look at when you actually go. I think we're doing like the
Okay.
main one that pops
Like,
up.
Okay.
hold on, and I'll show you, Alex. Because I'll just do, or actually, I'll do it from the way we already did. Whoop.
Have you got yours already, Alex, for my city?
I did not actually. Are we doing two digits or one?
Oops, sorry, hold on, I'm moving things around.
I think we're just doing 1 digit.
It's something point something, so can you see the screen now, Alex?
That's the user rating.
This right here,
Yep, that's the
where it
user
says
rating.
8.2.
Yep.
User rating. So it'll be a number point.
Well, you told him it's 8.2. I'm changing my
This
answer.
is obsession! This one's obsession!
I just.
Okay, I got my answer.
Alright, hold on, because I have to pull up the thing. I have too many tabs. Holy moly.
God, let it be in that middle zone.
Okay.
That's
hold
a
on,
decent
I
middle
gotta do it
zone.
again.
I'll take that middle zone.
Alex says 7.6, and Devin says 7.2. We have my city coming in at a 7.7.
Yes.
Gosh,
I can't afford to lose one. I don't even care if I lose. Let's just keep it tense to the end.
Just keep it tense till the end.
Pudify, I think we only do the second digit if we tie.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you mean like after
Yeah.
the... Yeah,
Like the really exhilarating tiebreaker we had last time, where it was just 0.0.
I know, it was hilarious.
7.70.
Alright. Wonderland's War.
I need a second, this one.
That's okay, because I kind of messed up all my windows for a second.
I'm just going to go with that, and I hope for the best. Ready, Devin?
Alright, we have an 8.1 from Devin and an 8.0 from Alex. Wonderland's War is coming in at an 8.0.
Yes! Where are those double points at?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
Whew.
Oh,
Alright,
that's
next up.
killer. That's killer when you lose.
I know. He's coming back like the Red Sox.
Oh my goodness.
Chronicles of Crime. This one's for Devin.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't done this research yet. I'm
Oh, trust me, I
terrible.
already noticed Devin's first week back. He's already talking about an app-based game. I didn't do it.
Did you see what I put?
No, I
up?
didn't see what you said. I think it has. I'm torn because like
Ah.
I'm gonna go with slightly low and hope for the best.
Okay, we got a 7.5
Oh,
from
we're
Devin
both
and a 7.5 from Alex. We'll go to the tiebreaker.
Oh, should we immediately put our next digit?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously the gameplay is to go to 0, right? Because if we're lower.
Yeah.
Okay, I have my tiebreaker.
Alright, we got a 7.50 and a 7.53. Chronicles of Crime coming in at a 7.6.
Cha-chang!
Wait,
That
what?
was the thing you guys tied.
Oh, we tied.
tied.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait, that's not
I know,
one of the
I
options.
was like, you guys were using the logic, and I was like, you don't know if you're even right or not.
That's fair.
Alright, so Alex, you got that right.
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's 8-6 now.
Oh yeah. Now I can lose. I can lose now.
Yeah.
It's, at least we kept the tense.
Alright, coming up next, Oathsworn. Oh, you both made face? Like...
Fuck, I'm not happy about this, but...
I know.
Popping so
I'm ready.
much today. 9.0 and a 9.1.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
We have Oathsworn coming in at a 9.1.
Oh, I was wondering because it has been a 9.
I know.
It was a 9.1 for a while. I was like, I wonder if it's dropped.
I thought it was
So
a
if
9.2, so...
If we had been doing double point, I think you guys would be tied right now.
But double points would be unfair in this category because we're doing to one digit.
It's so small. Yeah. Alright, next up, monikers. I love this game.
I know you do, but you love it more than the average person.
I'm so about it. This is better than Blood on the Clock Tower.
Well, that's not hard.
Yeah, Nat. Oathsworn's like the community
chosen.
that has Oathsworn and plays it actively, like they unanimously love it.
I've chosen Devin.
You guys, I played solo
Oh,
Island
please
Quest
be in
Explorer
that
and Draw
middle
last
zone.
night, and I won.
Please be in that middle zone.
Okay, Devin's got a 7.1, Alex has a 7.5. Coming in at a 7.8 is monikers.
No!
Yes!
No! This has been a 5-point sweep.
I love it!
Third.
love
Just so that everyone knows as well, I've been tracking this on a little cat post-it. That's very cute.
My gosh.
Wait, are there more questions?
There's
There's
one
one
more.
more.
Yes!
And I accidentally scrolled, so you guys are gonna see it. Descent.
Okay.
What's the rating of Descent? And if you both get this wrong, I will love it. I hope you both.
Okay.
Now again, look at chat. Take your time. Price is right.
I'm ignoring
People should
chat.
be yelling like. Okay,
Gosh,
we have
dang it. Oh, I
we
hate
have
that
a
you're right
7.6 and a 7.8.
there. I hate you so much.
Coming in at an 8.0 is Descent.
I can't believe I just let you get.
No
6
one's
in a
home!
row.
No one's home! I can't high five people!
Literally,
my
that
God.
hasn't happened since the Red Sox, like in like the.
Is this the first time Devin has ever lost a
This
trivia
is
show?
the
I have
first
no
time
idea.
I've ever lost a trivia show.
And you
ever.
did so after being ahead by 6 points.
Yeah.
Yep. You swept. That was pretty good.
First
I feel
time I've
exhilarating.
ever lost. Oh man. Hey, just like ping pong in Manchester, let's run it back.
No, that was my first mistake.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
Gosh.
That was great.
All right, can I stop sharing, Alex? 'Cause I want to put you guys on
Absolutely. Go ahead. That's fine.
Uh,
Wow. Okay. Well,
that's painful. That's painful.
apparently we know that the entire time along, Devin's been training for the trivia shows, and now he has a job in Kent.
I really love this particular game.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
So the thing is, and everyone kind of knows I had a hectic start to the day, I wanted to do different games within this. The Price is Right has different games. Next time I will do more different games as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there are some where I'm gonna have you guys, like, I'm gonna give you 5 titles and have you order them by price instead. So you don't have to know the price, you just have to know what's more expensive than the last one.
I want to point out, just figure out what the scoring for that is before we do that.
Yeah, I know.
But anyways, that was fun. Thank you, Meg, for running that. I appreciate that. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
Good job.
That was good. That was good. I like these games.
So, with that, we're going to be moving on to our next section. This is the Patreon sponsored topic that we, Patreon sponsor topic. Over on Patreon, I ask once a month or so what topics people want me to cover, and then I select various topics from that. And this particular topic was, what board games do we want turned into movies and or TV shows? I believe Devin and myself have things picked out. Meg was running the game show, so you may or may not have stuff ready. I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
Is there a limit to how many we were talking about?
We each picked 4.
Okay.
There's no limit, though. You can keep talking.
I have 3.
That
I'm
works.
sure I could come up with another.
That works. But I'll go ahead. Devin, if you want to start us off with your first pick.
No. Can
Meg,
I go
start
first
us.
in case you guys have the one that I want the most?
Sure, go ahead and do your first pick. I just need to do the actual screen here for this. Oh, that's wrong thingy. Never mind. Do yours. What's your first pick?
Too Many Bones.
Oh, yeah, that's totally not one that I had picked out for myself. No, that's fine.
That's why I wanted to go first.
Sorry for this rotating tabs.
The entire world of Too Many Bones. I would love to see that as a movie. Like, absolutely. Like, something that draws me in isn't just like the character art and the world and the style, but it is so cheeky and funny that it's just something that I think would be so entertaining to watch. That it would be like a really quick fantasy action type thing. Yeah.
I mean, I agree completely.
I thought about Too Many Bones, but my thing is that when it comes to movies and TV, high fantasy is incredibly hard to not look like crap or hokey. Like, Game of Thrones pulled it off, but I think they did a lot more like kind of like medieval
or like The
grounded
Witcher.
fantasy.
Like, a lot of the creatures in The Witcher look really good.
Yeah, it would very much depend on who was doing the Too Many Bones show as to whether
Netflix.
Yeah, I agree it could be hard to pull off. I mean, I think it's a different conversation if you start going with what would be more achievable, but one of the first games that came to mind was Too Many Bones for me. It's the characters I love, the general fantasy setting I love. We have a comment from Brian in chat saying campaign games naturally lend themselves to transition to film, which I agree with. Too Many Bones is one of those exceptions for me, where I think that the world and the setting already lend themselves very heavily to a world and a structure. And part of that is that, even though it's not really campaign games, there is an arc to it as far as how it operates. And you have these scenarios you're going through, and like you have these gear locks, and they're all going through this kind of adventure, and there are these enemies in the world that they're in, and you're by the woods, and you're throwing pebbles, and suddenly a gang of, enemies descend upon you. It very much lends itself very well. Meg, did you type something long and then end with a smiley face?
Yep.
Can I say it was very Petrified asked, where am I? This is the other side of my room, so I rearranged my room. My camera used to face where I'm now facing, so that back wall where I used to be is now where the computer is, and I'm looking back the other way.
I hate YouTube's
Same
smiley
room.
face thing. It's like, I'm going to type
know.
14 paragraphs and I'm with a
totally
smiley
agree.
face. Invalidated. But yeah, and Brian, I agree with you as well. Some of the first picks I have, and I actually put them as some of the thumbnails, but I specifically did not choose them myself, is Awakened Realms games. I think Tainted Grail, ISS Vanguard, and Nemesis all lend themselves incredibly well. The only problem is ISS Vanguard is basically Star Trek, and Nemesis is basically Alien, so 2 of those already are films to an extent. So I put them as thumbnails, but I didn't actually pick them because they already exist as IP properties. Yeah, Too Many Bones. Great first choice. Highly agree.
Thanks.
Devin, to you.
Devin, what's your first choice?
My first choice was Unsettled. I picked this because, number one, I think it's a unique sci-fi experience in terms that it focuses on the environments that the people are coming in, and then it's much more of like an intra problem-solving issue where it's not that you're meeting alien races and having to so it's very much not like Star Trek or other sci-fi epics or universes, in that it's kind of like much more smaller setting, the team trying to survive and what the team's going through. So I thought it would be really good with characters involved. And then also one thing besides the beautiful visuals, like I think that Orange Nebula did a great job crafting a gorgeous like universe of places that you would want to investigate and that seem really rich and interesting. But the other side of things is that Orange Nebula is already good writers. If you read through the task cards and through the narrative and even through the rule book, ONEB does a fantastic job crafting a witty, funny. It's very, to me, it's akin to like Andy Weir's
The Martian.
The Martian, like dealing with existential and life-threatening crises, but having enough like distance and sense of humor to like recognize the insanity of what you're approaching. And so I really thought it would be good for the characters or the actors that like would be portraying the team. And then just thought it was a very easily sellable sci-fi world for sure.
Honestly, ONEB, if you ever watch this stream, you should totally have an entire planet themed around how to grow potatoes. Just be heavily focused around potato stuff. You collected feces, and now you have a little bit of a potato spuds, and the sunlight, and the this and the that, and all these things, and managing your potato stuff.
And instead of it being Mars, it would be Meg's, because I love potatoes.
It would be Planet Meg, the planet of potatoes.
And then eventually that potato would turn into the harnessing power for an evil AI that would create, a horrible playground for portal dimensions.
Exactly.
It would be a giant flaming potato that comes to crash and destroy all other planets.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick a different one of my mine now that we've totally didn't choose my Too Many Bones one. I'm gonna go with Well, there's a few different games I have, but I'm going to go with the one that I thought, the first thing that came to mind. Too Many Bones is the second. My first one is, I think, the coolest, which is Cthulhu Death May Die. Cthulhu Death May Die, to me, screams TV show. And it's not campaign game in a typical sense, but it is episodic in it. And the idea of I think Cthulhu is overdone to a large extent. But if this were made into a movie or TV show, I would be there in a heartbeat. The idea of these large, epic Elder Ones taking over the world, but it being focused very heavily on people trying to shoot them down, take them down. I think that this is... It's cinematic. I think the first thing that comes to mind when I think of this game, the gameplay of Cthulhu Death May Die, is cinematic in the very nature of what it's doing. Every single game feels like there's an arc and a crescendo to it, and obviously you have to figure out how to capture that well into TV, because the biggest problem, as Devin has said already, is I think that if I saw this coming out, I'd be both excited and expecting it to be terrible and a letdown. But the idea, if they could capture characters that have something to them, if they could capture characters that have, well, character, and if they could do well with the CGI and all that, it really could be either an incredible movie or a series of movies or a TV show that would just have that magic of the board game and that sense of adventure and just craziness. And honestly, you could almost go with the Game of Thrones arc of be willing to kill off main characters. Like, have that in there. Like, have main characters across the course of the season, they frequently die, because that happens in Cthulhu Death May Die. Not everyone makes it out alive, and that's part of the fun of the challenge, is the Elder Ones get stronger and stronger. I think it could be a lot of fun, also could be terrible, but I'd love to see it.
See Lovecraft Country?
I have not. I heard very mixed things when it first came out.
So, there is a bit about it, but the CGI, in my opinion, for Elder Things, there's a Starspawn and a Yogg-Sothoth, and they both look amazing. That, like, especially the Yogg-Sothoth, it's one of those ones with, like, all the eyeballs. It is so cool. That, at least that the CGI element is there, that I agree, like, having a show where you kill off a bunch of people willy-nilly and, like, don't care and, like, are very ruthless. And, like, even the aspect of showing madness and, like, having that, like, represent itself in film and, like, really showing, like, the descent of, like, people who are, like, doing more magic and things like that. Like, that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, imagine a TV show that had, like, a main character that crossed, like, a 7 to 8 season arc, like, eventually slowly went mad and just killed all the good people. Like, that would be a good ending for a TV show.
Yeah, like with their dragon.
Yeah. Elder gods, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think people would love that.
It's not that she went mad, it's that they
Hey, spoilers!
the last, like, 3 seasons, okay? It's like the last 3 seasons just didn't even allow for that arc to make sense.
We can debate that, by the way, because I genuinely think it was totally callable. Anyways, but, Meg, to you again.
My next one is a little bit of, like, a cheat, because it already is media, but it's Clank Legacy. So, Clank Legacy is by Acquisitions Incorporated.
How's it media?
Well, because it's by Acquisitions Incorporated, that they already have, like, comics and things like that out. They have developed characters, and they also have, like, their D&D supplemental stuff. So they do have a lot, like, around their world that supports it. That I think that it would lend itself so well to a movie, and I'm sure they would agree that even as a cartoon with the character art that they have for the people that are in Acquisitions Incorporated, They are just so funny. They have fully fleshed people that I just think it would like it is begging to be a movie. Yeah.
It's weird because every time Acquisitions Incorporated is brought up, it's brought up like you've done this well, but like it's brought up as a big thing. But I know nothing about it, so like I know it exists, but that's all I really know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
it was already
so
something.
they do a lot of like supplemental work for D&D, but they also are like part of Penny Arcade, so they have comics based around like themselves personified as characters. Yeah.
Devin, to you.
My second was In Too Deep. So
'Cause I'm in too deep.
and I'm trying to sleep above my head.
I'm getting older.
So In Too Deep is from Burnt Island Games. This is a board game in which you, as the players, are essentially police officers or detectives that have to mentally like hijack into the bodies and lives of these criminal syndicate like lieutenants.
Honestly,
And
even just
in
looking at the
doing
stuff
so-
on screen, if this like was a TV show trailer, I'd be all over it.
So the inspiration that I'm taking with this choice is a Netflix show that is based off of another series called Altered Carbon. And Altered Carbon, I think, did a great job of proving that this high concept sci-fi world is possible in terms of like visually showing and depicting that you have people that are like into other people's bodies. I think they did a really good job of showing that off, and I think that the idea of like undercover work and going into a criminal syndicate could be like a really compelling narrative, almost like Altered Carbon meets the Departed movie. You know, like the Departed is so much about digging into like the gritty pain of having to be undercover, and you know, at any point like you could be killed or arrested or dealt with, and you're like your real identity isn't actually known. So there's a lot of like character conflict that could be explored in something like this. But I just think I love sci-fi stuff, and especially like high concept sci-fi like this. I just think it would be really interesting, and I think that setting wise, the like city that you have with all of its different zones, I'd be interested to see like kind of how they bring that to life, you know. So kind of something in the vein of like Cyberpunk's 2077, but with this kind of you know, police procedural hook, which there's so many, you know, like shows that deal with either cops or undercover cops. I think it would be a pretty easy sell in terms of content.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the theme of this one drips. Like the game's a great game. Like, are you bringing this to level up? You should totally bring this to level up.
I can if you want me to.
I make no guarantees that we'd play it, but
I mean, the last time I brought it, we didn't play it.
That was Meg's fault, not mine. Meg's like, how can we play N too deep? How well does it play at 2, guys? You're like, there's 3 of us. How well does it play at 2? Yeah. Anyways, my next choice, or Meg's next choice. No, wait, whose choice are we up to? Mine.
It's yours.
My next choice is Spirit Island, the other individual game that I picked up for this one, because this was my least favorite choice. This was almost my variety pick from it, but I really what?
I'm picturing like Lost.
Oh, interesting. Honestly, you could take Lost and retheme it a bit, but like the nature.
You know how the people crash and then the smoke monster comes and is like.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, now I'm even more excited about it. But the idea of a game about the settlers coming in and some sort of spirits things, again, like everything else we're talking about, could be incredibly hokey or poorly done. But if done well, if you do give it a Lost style aspect on, like, you know, people coming in, slow weird things happening, a little bit of smoke monster here, some tidal waves crashing onto the sea here, if you really build it up well, Spirit Island could be an incredibly interesting movie and or TV show to deal with a sense of this and impending doom. Obviously the monsters destroy all the settlers. Obviously you all die. Like maybe one person gets out or something, who knows.
Is that how you would want it though? Because the way that you guys are framing it, you're framing it like you're doing it from the perspective of the actual like invaders,
Spirits.
Which is like I would.
Either way, I don't mind the perspective of invaders as long as I think it could be more.
It'd be like a horror film
Correct.
of the invaders being scared out and everyone dies.
Yeah, this obviously somebody on the island who keeps trying to warn them about the ancient spirits or whatever, and they ignore him because
Yeah, the
why would
Jahan.
you? Yeah, exactly. I'm saying like with the idea of that.
They ignore him.
Well, yeah, they have to. Oh my gosh, spirits, sure.
So
But, like,
something like that, I would love that like when I was watching the D&D movie, even how there are cards on abilities for the different things. If you like see something happening and you're like, oh my god, that was whatever.
Yeah. I think it could be a ton of fun. I think if done well, I really like I really like the whole smoke monster vibes. I was thinking a little less obvious, but like I'm into this. I'm into this.
We'll write the script. We'll script after it.
You know, you see a little kid off in the distance walking into the woods, and then you see like a root sneak out of the ground and just yank him straight into the ground. Kid's gone. The ball tumbles across the sand. Parents are freaking out. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Anyways,
because they almost lost the ball, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Even like things where you know how in Spirit Island you can pull invaders toward you and push them.
Yeah.
Like what if like people like almost like in Jumanji where they get like moved and it's like all of a sudden they're somewhere different and their surroundings change.
It could be a lot of fun. A horror/thriller. We're making it happen.
Meg, what's your next one?
My next one is obviously Gloomhaven. Okay, this is exactly what I want.
Meg, we got 2 weeks left in the campaign. It's probably there.
This is exactly what I want. I do not want a good Gloomhaven movie. I want a Gloomhaven Transformers movie where they just keep making more, and they're worse and worse every time, but you see more and more Gloomhaven every time. I want, like, a trashy summer blockbuster, doesn't even make sense, Deus Ex Machina, Gloomhaven every year. That's what I want.
It's like Need for Speed
with Megan Fox in it. Megan Fox is Sarah.
Michael Bay's Boomhaven. That's not me. It's not me. It's chat. I wish I could take credit for that.
Yep.
That is a great joke.
Devin, to you.
I want it so that it's like there's a new Gloomhaven every year, and it's not going to be good, but you're going to get Gloomhaven.
I can't tell if you're advertising for Gloomhaven right now or really hurting them.
No, I'm like I would eat that shit up.
Every year.
Every year.
Devin, to you.
My next one is Rising Sun. I am a big fan of like feudal Japan and kind of like the time period in which, you know, samurai and you know, the shogun,
Have you read the comic that Kaman did for this?
I have not read the comic, but I'm kind of thinking of like,
it was good.
I've played Ghost of Tsushima, which is a fantastic open world game set about, and the idea of I almost like a massive like political thriller kind of experience. I really enjoyed the very first season of Netflix's like first major thing that they tried where they did Marco Polo, and it was a very I liked how rich that world was, and like going like the idea of going over to the Orient and having such like a unique like Game of Thrones in Japan style political thriller and setting, just because there's so much like negotiation in this game between the players. I like the idea of maybe warring factions that have so much negotiation going on between them, and then of course you have these like epic fight and combat-based scenarios and stuff. So I like the idea of seeing both like the politics and the warfare in a really unique setting like this.
Yeah, I like the comics. In fact, I forgot they actually had a Cthulhu Left Me Die comic as well. But they had Cthulhu Left Me Die, they had Zombicide Invader, they had Rising Sun. I enjoyed all of them. I thought they were all fairly good stories, and it actually gives optimism to the idea that Kaman can like pull off a story-based whatever. Yeah, my last one.
There's comics for Gloomhaven too. Just saying.
Are they?
Sorry, did you say something?
There's comics for Gloomhaven.
Oh, sorry. What?
My last one is
Isaac Childress actually makes an appearance there.
My last one popped up briefly at the very beginning, but it's the Isofarian Guard. I really enjoyed this story. Like really strongly enjoyed this.
Keep falling out.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the story a lot going through it, at least where I'm up to so far. I think that the narrative of what's happening is intriguing. I think that the story so far is well done. The whole thing is like, incredibly acted as far as it's a run-and foreteller and all that with great sound effects and everything else. And the idea of turning into a full story around what's going on around Grigory and Alec and all the other characters in the show, I could see this being a long drawn-out Game of Thrones style TV show. So I like what they're doing with it already, and I'd love to see it expanded further into more media. Again, with the caveat that I'd be hesitant with anything here because I'd assume it'd be bad, but I'd be excited.
The thing that's really interesting for me about this one is that this is similar to how The Two Towers was written. That in this one, it's 5 different story arcs, and they all have the same beginning spark.
Mhm.
And then you play through the different story arcs, but you end up finding out where they interwove together.
Yeah.
Where the same thing happens in Two Towers, where you read all of where Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli went, and then the next book is when you read about Sam and Frodo. So they're very separated. And then in the movie, they splice them all together.
Separated.
So I think that for Isofarian, that would be really, really cool to splice all of the stories together, that as a player, you're learning it within, like, chunk. But then it actually does all kind of, like, go together within different points.
Yeah.
I think that's...
Nice. All right, and then, Meg, you said you only had 3, right?
Well, I have one last one. I want to pitch a movie to you guys.
Okay.
Sure.
Hit us.
Sure. Let me get my agent on the phone. Let's see.
What if it's called Days of Wonder, produced by Asmodee, and they also work with other companies and whatnot, whatever, and it's a Wreck-It Ralph style thing meets Jumanji, where kids get, like, sucked into Asmodee world, and they go game to game like Wreck-It Ralph, and they bump into all the different people.
Sure.
And then they work with other publishers.
What's the, like, anchoring story?
Because Wreck-It Ralph is about the characters in the video games.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have to be something like Jumanji style, where they get a board game that's cursed, and that game
Blood on the Clock Tower.
it's like the newest game by Asmodee, and when you play it, you read it, you get sucked into it, and then you have to play through the whole thing to get out.
Okay, sure, but what's the character arcs that we're talking here?
So it's
you've given the setting for the game, but like Wreck-It Ralph is ultimately about like what can.
Now
you
the thing
be
is,
when you have
I
a
got
role
it.
for these
Yeah.
The
stories?
thing is, you'd start this off.
It's about a family where it's a brother and sister. They're 8
Brother
and
and sister.
10.
Okay.
They
okay.
recently lost their parents, so
Okay.
they're living with their aunt and uncle. They're very displaced. They don't really like their neighborhood. They have a cousin that's also 9 that's very annoying and not nice to them, and a local neighbor named James, and he's also there.
Asshole.
And the 4 of them are playing the game, and the game was given to them by someone that their dad used to work for, that they don't really know him. His name was like Mr.
Beast.
Sheffield.
Mr. Beast. Yeah, so Mr. Beast donates 10,000 copies of the board game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
he
like this.
sent it
That's
to them.
good
There was like a
product
ribbon on
integration.
it. And they get this game as like a, oh my god, like my dad used to work for them, and like we miss him so bad. Like, let's play this game because we miss dad.
It's Boomhaven, right? Okay.
Now, do you think it's going to be
Boomhaven.
hard to get out of this whole story?
What?
Do you think it's going to be hard to get out of this board game?
No, because they're gonna make friends along the way. Like, they're gonna run up to like the vagabond.
So it's super
from
easy,
Rue,
barely an
and
inconvenience.
he's gonna be like, "Yo, dude, I can sneak you through anywhere. Let me get you through like the forests of Nottingham." And then they go through like Robin Hood, and then in Robin Hood they have to like get away from like the sheriff. But then Robin Hood is like, "Yo, dudes, I got you. I will jump you through this Final Girl story." And then they show up in Final Girl, and then like 6 different Final Girls show up to save them because they're all there being the Final Girls, and their point is to save victims. So then they get them out of
Can
there
you
right
show me
before
where all
Hansi
6 of
gets
them are again?
Is
real
the
quick?
precursor to this?
all around.
Is the precursor story to this like a different movie about Asmodee acquiring the rights to all these games that are in Asmodee world?
I said they would work with other publishers. Okay, this is a crossover event. Okay, this is like when DC worked with Marvel.
Crossover or hostile takeover? Which one?
Both.
Both.
This is an acquisition.
Acquisition Incorporated. Okay. All right. We're gonna bring in AI to this. Okay.
Oh, you're not allowed to bring an AI to any board game related stuff, I've heard.
Yeah.
Okay. So I really want to hone in. I think probably the thing that is selling this to the most to me, the 9-year-old asshole cousin. What's their deal?
Their parents abuse them. It's really bad.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay. All right. So my 4th game that I would turn into a movie is Black Rose Wars.
Oh, that was like, that's the line. Everything happened the first 5 minutes of stream, not so much.
I picked this because this is adult Harry Potter, okay? Like, the whole point of this game is, you know, there is a succession that's happening in this Academy of Mages. And
Devin,
so these
adult
mages,
Harry Potter is a
like,
whole
actually-
different series of movies.
What game
No,
did you say?
sorry, just as much tentacles as you think, but it's a little bit of wand play. So
We're gonna get canceled by Alex.
Yeah. So I just think this would be so good. Like you're in a place where you can like kill each other with spells, Harry Potter style, but then you come back and respawn in your dormitory. Like Game of Thrones meets Harry Potter meets violent, fight to the death.
This is me going down a rabbit hole, but wasn't there an anime where you could kill people and they would come back, and then all of a sudden that magic goes away and people kill people and they're permanently dead?
Oh, that sounds intriguing. I'm just curious
Maybe
how
I'm
long
wrong.
the arc. It sounds like an intriguing premise, but like most TV shows, it sounds like this is a great
That's
idea
what
for a
that made
TV
me
show
think of.
that will last one
Yeah.
episode. And we have to figure out how to keep it interesting.
I really think that's why we need to hone in on that cousin. I think that's really kind of the keystone.
Like
The
it's-
uncles already did,
yeah.
Devin.
See you all next week.
Chat is pointing out the Magicians, by the way. Magicians. Anyone who's watched the Magicians TV show, if you enjoy that, I highly recommend the books. The books to me are so much better than the TV show is, and I like the TV show. But the Magicians is basically an adult Harry Potter kind of world going on. It's very intense, it's very over the top, and the books are very good.
Just to recover the conversation,
Yeah.
since we're winding down anyway, Devin, guess what Alex has read quite a bit of now?
Oh, that's true.
Saga.
Yeah, I read the first 2 arcs of Saga. I really enjoyed it so far. The first arc was
2 or
good.
3?
First 2.
2?
Yeah. The first arc one was good. The second one was even better and hooked me in more. But
So
anyways,
just to explain, Alex, those are trades. Just so that you know, there are trade paperbacks, which is usually like 6 issues, and then
Yep.
there are volumes. So if you say the first arc, people probably think you mean volume, but you mean trade paperback.
I guess.
I'm just.
Oh, you're right. Within each one, they have like volume 9, volume 10. Yeah, you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin!
Kevin!
Are we seeing you next week, Kevin? Also, thank you, Kevin. Jonathan, I do love Expeditions, and I did compare it to Vindication, and I do think it's worth owning both. Worth is always a relative conversation, though, based around every individual's personal, monetary, space for everything. At this point, we have to keep stream going for at least another 5 minutes, because Kevin just showed up. Kevin, we almost dropped off. Thank you for showing up. But
Well, Alex, I was gonna do show and tell when we were gonna talk about a game this week, because I don't think I've shown Board Game Co. people the finished minis that I did.
go ahead.
Have I?
I don't
I've
recall.
shown you guys finished pumpkin minis. I keep showing the same minis, though.
I don't
so-
believe you have.
I think you've shown pumpkin minis the last time I was on here 2 weeks
Was
ago.
it? Then yeah. Then I already did it here. We just streamed
Because I've seen them.
Well then, so that
Alex
is.
was like, I don't believe you, but okay.
I'm like, I'm never saying if you're not going to. I don't remember seeing them, but it could be. I mean, I know I've seen them. I don't remember if they're shown on stream.
Yeah. And I don't have anything else more fully painted to show.
That's okay. But with that, that's going to be wrapping up for the weekly live. Next week we'll be back. Next week will not be back. I apologize. Next week will be at Level Up Retreat, so there will not be a weekly live. There's a possibility. No, there's not. Never mind. I was going to say there's a possibility I do a live stream on Tuesday. Do I do a live stream on Tuesday?
No.
I'd have to do it 10 a.m. I don't think I have time for it. No, there's not going to be any weekly live next week at all of any kind. The week after that, there'll be a weekly live of some sort. And then I think the week after that might be Gen Con. It's crazy. It's very crazy. The whole week's... That's all crazy.
That's
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of busy things happening. It's going to be Level Up Retreat. Then there's going to be Gen Con. I believe Dice Tower East is going on for a bunch of people right now. I think it starts-ish now.
I think this
And
weekend,
anyone that will be at Kineticon, I will be there the weekend after Level Up.
Hey, Meg, do you
'Cause
want
I'm not
my
doing
my show notes?
I do. I would like to save them.
Okay,
Brother
I
and
figured.
sister.
I think that it's probably like really solid. Kind of
You-
think I don't know if you've got it as detailed as I have it. So.
You forgot to write down James the neighbor.
Forget James. I'm not getting paid to be a stenographer here, okay?
This will be reflected in your next review.
James the giant neighbor.
Everyone, thanks so much for joining us. We will see you all in 2 weeks. Until then, there's going to be the regular content all over the place. And until next time, I hope you have a good one. Is he eating his paper?
No, it's my paper.
Wow, Devin.